Talk about the astrology for the week of February 9th through 15th, 2025. I'm Everett Curdy. Let's get into it. The very first aspect occurring this week is the Sun will conjunct Mercury, the planet Mercury. So with the Sun conjunct Mercury, we're focusing on communications. More communications are being looked at and mass communications are being looked at. The communication department is very, very activated with the Sun conjunct Mercury. This is good for meeting people or forming negotiations. This is also something very, very related to getting involved in conversations that involve duplicits and deficits. That is huge. Maybe we seek out the buzz of getting things done, checking things off our list, being productive. This is good for starting a new business because Mercury rules communication. This is good for pursuing your ambitions and focusing on your own needs, focusing on the alongside things that you're currently imbibing in your life to be something very promiscuous at the end of time. Another aspect going on this week is Mars will trine Saturn. So when Mars is trine Saturn, this is all about ambition and perseverance and persistence. These are very, very common things that can come at this time as we're feeling more committed to achieve our goals. This is also good for doing what we're passionate about. This is great to get yourself involved with a passion project of some kind of thing, to do what you feel passionately about, to do what lights you up. This is also good for being in partnership with other people as well. So, being in partnership with others, working well, collaboration. Um, you may be attracted to relationships that are sustainable and solid for the long term. You're not interested in those relationships that fade away like butter. You're interested in the relationships that are long lasting, stable, structured, solid. Those are the kind of relationships that you're attracted to. In terms of dating and romance, you're attracted to bone structures and people. And another thing with this influence is that maybe the partner you have is either your student or your mentor, depending upon if the partner is much older than you or younger than you. But that certainly is a possibility at this time. It's important to expect good things from authority figures because when you expect the good things, you get that back. So expect the things from authority figures at this time. It is also good for tackling strenuous projects, whatever the project is. Now's the time to tackle it. Now's the time to take the reins, one by one, inching your way into the stratosphere. So tackling these projects one by one, getting things done, checked off your list, right in the Buddhisms. This is also good for navigating challenges with greater ease and resilience as well. You're feeling more able to do that. It's important not to overwork yourself. It's important to not overdo the work. To balance out, am I working too much or am I lazing back too much? And to find the balance, to find the happy medium within those things and really, really establish that as your ground plate and center. How can you create a more harmonious environment around you? That is another thing to keep in mind to make your environment very harmonious. You want to break down your goals into small, manageable tasks. That's something very, very important at this time to have self-awareness and compassion. On February 10th, Mercury will square Uranus. So this is the thing of feelings of always having to catch up with the status quo, always having to meet a certain goal at a certain place at a certain time. It may be hard to concentrate on any paperwork that you have to do. There may be misunderstandings, which could lead to arguments, which could lead to conflicts. So being mindful of that is very important. You are likely to either offend or be offended under this influence. That is very, very important. So watch your words and make sure that you understand people clearly and correctly. Friendships made now will likely be short-lived at this time. There may be printer jams, but this is a good time to innovate, to do something different, to try something different, to break out of your routine, to do something that you've never done before, to experiment. This is good for careful modulation. How can you use your unique perspective to contribute positively to the world around you, to contribute something positive to the people around you? So how can you take your unique higher vantage point, your detached perspective of life, and use it in a way that is beneficial for people around you? This is about turning constraints into liberation at this time. That's what you want to do. You want to rebel in healthy ways. Things may happen suddenly or out of the blue. That may be just a symptom of this aspect, is that things may just happen suddenly. You didn't expect them to happen. They happen in an instant. You didn't expect it. Moving on to February 11th, the aspect going on today, the very first aspect is the Sun will square Uranus. So this makes you more accident prone. So it's very, very important to be mindful of this at this time. This is not good for experimenting and trying to fix things. There's a need to be your full, authentic, and rebellious self as well with this energy. There may be ego conflicts. This may not be good for sticking to a routine as well. So breaking free from that is very important. Staying flexible and ready to change on a dime is also very, very important at this time because change may happen whether you like it or not, whether you want it or not. It may be sudden, it may be disruptive as the time to change on that dime. Show compassion towards others as it's important to practice active listening as well as showing compassion to others. The universe wants you to be your true, authentic self. Mercury will trine Lilith. So this is all about radical ideas that will be accepted, well accepted by other people. This is about expressing your sexual desires and investigating your shadow self, and unconditional, unconventional ideas will flow freely. On February 12th, we have the full moon in Leo, which are times of emotional release, freedom, and creativity, but for ourselves. It's important to be our authentic self at this time. Erratic energy at this Leo full moon will be very, very present in our own individual experiences. Listening to our inner innate wisdom is also very, very important. Release what no longer serves us on an emotional level is also very important. Not continuing on the path that we have gone down previously, to go on a new path, to chart a new course, to do all this kind of things like that. How are you being called to awaken to something bigger in your life? Uranus asks you to step outside the box, and Uranus is square the full moon. Leo wants simplicity. And the very last aspect going on this week is on February 13th. We have the Sun trine Lilith. So this is all about making peace with your raw, edgy, and rebellious nature that you may have within you that's very like that. This is about expressing your fantasies with confidence, embracing your true nature unapologetically. You may feel the need to challenge societal norms, access inner strength without conflict or resistance, and look at what lies beneath the surface. And on February 14th, Mercury will enter Pisces. So now we're in the dream state. Now we're imagining. Now we're meditating. Now we're fantasizing. Mercury is considered to be debilitated in Pisces because Mercury is very linear, very logical. Pisces is not that at all, but that's one very limiting view to look at in astrology. So that is your horoscope for the week of February 9th through 15th. Bye for now.